My name is Drew Bryan.
My name is Brendan.
I'm Marika.
My name is Kara.
First question is, what are the most significant challenges you face when managing your mental health while attending school? I would say my most significant challenges come in not having time to do things a lot of the time. I think because you're living at the place you go to school, it can be really stressful and really difficult to set boundaries between school time and home time. And so that's probably my biggest challenge, is setting like a strong boundary between school time and home time to make sure that I'm like sleeping and taking care of myself properly.
I find that time management is one of the harder aspects for me to carry out, finding time between my classes and my own hobbies.
I think like trying to find balance between taking care, I was diagnosed with depression when I was really young, and it's something I continue to struggle with in college. And sometimes when I'm going through like a depressive episode, it's really easy for me to, say like, I'm taking care of my mental health and taking like a mental health day from class, but then one day turns into like 7 classes missed, and then I'm like super far behind. I also live with chronic pain, which isn't directly mental health related, but it definitely takes a toll on my mental health. So trying to navigate that while also being in school is really difficult, and it can definitely, put me down. And I get a lot of imposter syndrome with that I deal with a lot too.
Some significant challenges that I've faced while pursuing my education here is definitely consistency. I feel like to some extent I'm pretty consistent and on top of my stuff, but like as you're doing it over the weeks, sometimes you just get a little burnout, and sometimes it's a little hard for me to get started. I just find myself feeling a little burnt out from time to time, and it's like I have to find my way to like get back up and be like, okay, I gotta do this,
Can you describe one specific coping mechanism or practice that you find helpful in maintaining your mental health while juggling academic responsibilities? I would say I'm super lucky at this campus, but what I do most often is I go on walks. If I have free time, I'll go and I'll just walk. Like I will just walk until I am feeling less anxious, and that really helps with getting like the body anxiety to calm down, which really helps getting like the mental anxiety to calm down. If I don't have a ton of free time, I'll try to do some movement wherever I am. So that might be climbing a tree, it might be doing a little yoga flow, it might be just like jumping up and down in my dorm for 5 minutes aggressively until I'm like feeling a little better.
One thing that helps me with my mental health is writing. I'm writing a book, and it helps me refocus my attention.
I try to take a walk at least once a day. I know it's like very cheesy and stereotypical, but like getting out of like my house or classroom or whatever, and just like not even going on my phone and being completely unplugged for like 15 to 30 minutes a day has been really helpful for me, because it just, it's super easy to get into that hole, but like forcing myself to remove myself from that. I also go to therapy, which is like really helpful too, and like having some, like a professional to talk through my issues with is helpful too.
I find like having a planner, like Google Calendar, is very helpful to managing classes and managing like hanging out with friends and just different activities that you have overlapping, especially the clubs that I'm in. It's good to put events that are going to happen with that.
One specific coping mechanism that I use for just dealing with my mental health is definitely meditation. I actually started meditating more in spring quarter because I tend to be a pretty anxious person. So I feel like meditation has really helped me like just calm down and take a step back and really just be like, it's gonna be okay, just set your schedule, do this and that, and you're gonna be all right. So that's what helps me.
I guess like one specific coping mechanism that I use a lot is writing in my journal, and I guess it just helps me like just clear my thoughts and just kind of like reinforce different ideas that I'm like leaning towards, I guess. And I don't know. Typically, I try to avoid like talking about negative stuff in my journal, but you know, from time to time, like it still comes out like the negative side, but. I don't know. I feel like it's still good to look back on because like you kind of see like how much like you've improved in a way, like just how far like, you come as a person, and yeah. And I just feel like journaling is really nice. Yeah.
I think one of my coping mechanisms is definitely like getting really into music, whether it was just like making playlists or like just like listening to more songs or like having my friends recommend me songs and then like listening to that, or just like laying down in bed and just putting on my headphones, like listening to music and just like trying not to think about anything but like what I'm listening to. I feel like that doesn't help.
And then the last question is, what recommendations or guidance would you offer to individuals navigating the complexities of mental health while simultaneously pursuing their education? I think the best advice that I could give, or recommendations that I could give, is to like make sure that you are advocating yourself and setting boundaries for yourself and taking care of like food, exercise, and sleep, and then worrying about academics, because you aren't gonna do well academically if you're struggling personally. And also most of the time like TAs and teachers are really open to talking about that and to hearing about that, and they're willing to help you, so just ask for help.
The advice I would give people who are dealing with mental health issues are to try to reflect and take a step back before carrying out any decisions.
Seeking out resources, like I wish I contacted some of the campus resources like CARE and CAPS like way earlier in my college career, especially like during 2020 when lockdown was really tough. Also like trying to find a good support system at school. There's so many people, and like something that took me a while is like, you know, there's people who are gonna love you for just like the way you are, so don't like waste your time changing yourself to like fit in with people who you think are cool or whatever, because in the end they're not gonna be like the best support system. So you have to find the people who like genuinely do love you for who you are, and then they're gonna be able to offer better support for you.
Pursuing education while also being happy and being with yourself, it can be a hard thing to deal with at times. So that might mean like doing something for yourself every day, like getting a really nice lunch, or going on a little hike, or meeting up with a friend and doing something fun downtown, maybe in the afternoon or the evening. So like you should do something for yourself every day, because I feel like that makes you happy. Because I know so many people that when you struggle with mental health, sometimes it's difficult to stay in that happy spot, and so if you do something for yourself, that can really benefit you.
I think one piece of advice that I can give somebody is definitely like having at least like one person that they can go to, or like trying to find that one person, because especially if like you're having trouble like both like mentally and with class, like finding somebody that's in your classes, or like that knows like what classes you're taking, or like knows how your schedule ends up looking like is always like there with you and is able to support you, like even if it's just like, even if you're not in the same classes, like you can have like little study dates and like try to help each other out, or like if it's something that's unrelated to school, then like just try to have like a day where it's like it's just you two and you just talk about how life has been recently. I feel like that's definitely always helped, and yeah, having an inner circle is like really good.